So this is how I make my mini tea brewer, mini worm tea, compost tea brewer, tester. Don't necessarily have a name for it quite yet, but if you have an idea, let me know. So you got to get one of these test tubes, and I'll post links to them in the description to Amazon. It's important that it has this cone-shaped bottom there. This is just structure to keep it level when you set it down. And part of why this is so good too is if you are experimenting with new recipes with your worm tea or compost tea or whatever, you don't have to make a full batch of it. You can just use, make a 50 milliliter batch so you're not burning through all of your ingredients, and saves you some resources, some time. And then here's just a small aquarium bubbler. You also got this on Amazon. I actually don't buy too many things from Amazon. I try not to support them too much. Try to buy local primarily, but yeah, if you can find somewhere local, obviously that's better. But then this air bubbler, well, I think it came with this air hose. I don't remember for sure, but either way, you'll need something to connect this air source, the air pump, to this. And depending on the size of the tube you get, you'll want to drill a hole that's about that same diameter, which for this one looks like I think in 3/16. There we go. So we got a little hole in there. One thing you want to do, because you can't set this down because it has the air tube coming on it, so you don't want to pinch that off. Do something as simple as this. Just get something to where the test tube can sit flat, but it can also still have the air source coming to it. And if you have a different shaped test tube, or this might not be a concern, but there we go. Maybe I should make the hole just a little bit bigger so it's not so hard to. And you could also hot glue it, or put some silicone to keep it there in place. But okay, there we go. Now I've got our test tube there. Okay, now I want to start the bubbler first. Fill it up a bit, make sure the water's going on it, and then add some of your extract, or just add the microbiology. And now you've got it going here. The fish bubbler I'm using is a little bit old, so I have to put some pressure on the outlet to keep it going. But so now you've got this running, and now you'll just add your recipe ingredient, your whatever you're testing, or your tea ingredient, your recipe, or whatever. And at this point, you'll add whatever you're testing, your ingredients for your new tea recipe, or whatever you want to do. Add it a little bit, make sure you record the math so you know how much of the ingredients per how many milliliters of water you're adding, and then take a look at it however often you want. And this is really nice too, because when you're taking one drop to look at it, you're only taking one drop out of 50 times 20, so 1,000. You're looking at about a full thousandth, which doesn't sound like much, but you're looking at a full 1,000th of the entire test. So if there's more than 1,000 of a certain organism, you're likely going to see it in each drop, and so you're looking at a larger sample of it, which is nice. But yeah, you'll just let it run, take a look at it on a microscope as needed, as wanted, and then you can measure it small scale without using too many ingredients. And you can do this inside pretty easy. This is on my kitchen counter, so you don't need to fire up the 50-gallon brewer or 5-gallon brewer or whatever you have. You can just do it small scale, just like this. One thing I did forget to mention, it's usually best to leave the bubbler above the water line of the test tube. That way, in case it turns off for whatever reason, water won't backfill into the pump itself. And so if you want to be safe, it's best to leave it above the water line, so above this 50 milliliter mark, unlike how I have it right now.